180 ovens, 3 technicians, and a very short deadline to get it done. That's the task for this week. Can we get it done without keeping all the rest of our work going as well? Stick with us and find that one out, because the guys have certainly got it cut out for them.
So these are the studio flats.
Starting off lightly with the studio flats, because they have the smaller ovens, which are just combi style ovens. This means that we can get a lot more done because they are smaller. However, there is a lot more to do.
This is one of the worst ones we've seen so far. It's where they're trying to clean it themselves. Bit damage, food scraps stuck in there, a couple of burnt on patches. Seals damaged during the course of the year, so it's split. So it means the hook doesn't catch in there. So I've left it out and they need to have it replaced.
Where should I stand?
There, Weston, but crouch.
What, in here? Like this?
You want to watch that? We're going to guns. I can bring them in. Today we've started the day off with getting the last carpet machine back out on the road. So we've had Steve in early this morning to get that picked up. So now he's fully equipped. We've got all the carpet machines back out and we can get up to capacity on that one. We've got the leadership team meeting to get done today as well. We've got to make sure that we're boxing everything off and planning. This is our busiest time of year. It's student changeover time, so we get very busy on a lot of the student work. The oven cleaning is a prime example. That is Bath University, so it just gets really, really busy. We could always have more technicians at this time of year than any other, but we've got to make sure that we're focusing on all the different steps and everything else on the long term as much as the short term plan. One of those things as well is obviously our lead generation. But we've had Chloe working really hard on that for the last month or so. So now's the time to kind of review what we've done, how it's been going, whether or not we make any changes to keep it going. So good chat with Chloe and Kim today to see how that's been going, what the results are we're achieving, and we're heading in the right direction. No, we're not smashing it out of the park, but it is heading in the right direction. So good so far for this week. It's proving to be good. The guys have got their work cut out on the ovens. I know Jordan's already sick of ovens, but yeah, feeling very positive about this week.
That's our conclusion of Elm Block.
Yeah.
All the studios done and dusted. Out to see G-Dog, Graham, see what's going on next. One oven hiding behind that table. Over here. Maple block B. Not too bad.
Moving away from the studio blocks, the oven styles change. We're now into double freestanding ovens, so they're bigger and they're a little bit more complicated. There's varying conditions within these ovens because it just depends how much the group of people that do use them have used them as to what condition they're in. It's very unlikely they would have cleaned them within the year that they've been in there, but some will use them more than others will. So the team are going to keep going, get stuck in and see how many we can get done today.
poke building for the kitchen cleans on the top floor. Fire doors everywhere, a pass, run straight through the top floor, so all of the kitchens are accessible. As you can see, another oven there. These are likely to be dirtier than the previous ovens because, as opposed to being a studio where only one person would use it, they're having, I think it's about half a dozen students using each oven. As you can tell, there's a little bit more wear and tear.
Why have some customers just got to be so awkward? I've said about this customer before in previous episodes that, to be honest, we'll be glad to stop working with them. They have given notice. We're glad to see that notice because they have no respect for cleaning operatives at all. And it's just kind of getting worse. After they gave notice, we were notified that they were going to be closing the venue that we clean at for refurbishment. Trust me, it needs it. Which is fine, that's all well and good. It's towards the end of our notice period. However, we still, within the contract and within the terms and everything else, we have liabilities, they have liabilities. Therefore, it needs to continue. So we were in negotiations to get that sorted. Now, the building work has started much earlier without any notice. And every time we attempt to get in and do any cleaning, we can't. We're being turned away. The point of contact on site is barely communicating with us. There's the odd rude message about one thing or another. But we need to make sure that we can look after the team and we can deliver on what we're doing. But at the moment, it's all very much in the air. Obviously, my concern is looking after the team that are there because they're supposed to be transferring over, or at least have the option if they're transferring over. Can't say I'd be advising them to, but that's their choice. They have to have that option. But also the fact that they have a responsibility, the client has a responsibility to us. So far, we are owed quite a lot of money, and every week that's just going up and up and up, and they seem to be ignoring the fact that they have a responsibility to pay us. We have a responsibility to pay our team. Whether they can work or not, they're contracted. They deserve to be paid. They've got bills to pay as well. But it goes both ways. The client is supposed to pay us. And at the moment, I'm not confident. So it puts us in a huge predicament of what we do. But we have made the communication a lot more official. We've stated it very clearly. And frankly, if we don't get communication from this client now, from the main point of contact, then we'll have to go over his head and direct to someone in head office. But we'll see how we get on. It's the joys of contract cleaning. Everyone thinks it's easy, or thinks because you're in a contract it's all well and good. It's all well and good when the other party will adhere to the terms of the contract. You'll be amazed how many times people ignore the contract or don't even understand the contract enough to know what their responsibilities are. Here's the lodge. As we visit the lodge, the oven cleans get harder. Not because the ovens change, but because we have to start visiting lots of different buildings. There's less ovens in one place, which increases our travel time, our setup and breakdown time, cleaning up of the kitchens and things like that. It just adds time. So the team start getting put under more pressure.
It's at Bath University, cleaning all their ovens for them. Me and George today. Today, I believe, we're going to be doing line building. Here are the ovens. 2 per building. As you can see there. Stretched all the way along. All the way down there. There's about 12 buildings. 2 ovens in each. Let's get it.
Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. I've popped in early because I've got some catching up to do. I got drawn into some things yesterday. So we're right in the peak of student changeover time at the moment. But we did a clean about a week and a half ago, which was like a partial end of tenancy, booked by the tenants to get through. Well, they've actually complained, and if you check this out, the irritating thing and the reason why it sort of draws me in is, number one, I never like complaints. It doesn't sit well with me. We've got a good reputation. We need to maintain that. But in this circumstance, it's a case of, well, have we delivered everything we've done and what's going on? But they booked it as a partial end of tenancy. A week after the clean, they've come back and they've complained about 100 things, because basically it's been brought to their attention by the checkout clerk and the landlord. The issue is they were still living in it when we did the clean, and we were only cleaning certain areas. They've tried to get around it, and then the landlord's completely ripped it to pieces. Understandably, frankly, and if we'd have known that, we wouldn't have gone ahead with the clean in that way. But how do you defend that? Because you go back and you explain the situation on a review, and you hope that the people reading it will understand that, but they might not read it, or the person complaining goes in and rips it to pieces anyway. So it is a bit of a nightmare, to say the least, and what can we do about it? But I did get drawn into that, and it sidetracked me. So today I'm on content. I need to get stuck into content and get ahead for that, because I'm on annual leave again next week. So again, different type of video coming to you next week. So click that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you can check out that video, because that's going to be an interesting one. On the contract side, we've got some stuff going on as well, which is kind of a mix of two bags, really. We're on the cusp of closing a few new contracts, which is really exciting, because we have had a dry spell on new contracts recently, which is frustrating, and we keep pushing forward. But hopefully we're right on the cusp of closing a couple. But we've also had another one email in to say they're going to terminate their contract, purely down to money. It is a small one, but basically they don't have the budget for cleaning anymore, so they're going to take it in-house. Now, this is a shop. It's a high-end shop. So, you know, it's kind of one of them, you expect them to have the budget, but actually their domestic sales have dropped. Therefore, they don't have the budget for the cleaning. And that's frustrating. But what can you do when you're getting feedback that you're doing an amazing job, but they can't afford to have cleaning done? What can you do? So we'll just keep pushing forward. We'll make sure we finish off the contract with them, leave them on a happy note. So when their sales pick up, they can come back. They will come back to us, and we can focus on bringing some new sales on and keeping things moving forward.
Today I have been on a caravan clean with technician Scott. I am normally in the office, but part of our training we have to go out and see what the technicians do, what they have to put up with on a daily basis, and how hard they work. So I have been on a caravan clean. Scott has finished cleaning the outside, left his ladder in my way, and then I have been working to do the inside. Now, at first it looked pretty clean, but then when you start lifting things up, looking in fridges, that's when you realise actually it's more of a job than what you thought it was going to be. But here we go. This is the finished result, and hopefully going to have a very happy customer.
I'm walking away because you're getting a bit angry with me. Thank you. Hello.
You're right, George.
No, he's just being a dickhead.
What's he doing?
Because I said I'm waiting for my boss to ring me to confirm everything, and he's like, oh wow, he just cleaned it. We've had it quoted, blah blah blah. And I said, weirdly enough, I'm the one who came and looked at the system, and it's completely different to what I said.
Right.
He's just been quite rude, to be honest, Lee. You heard me on the phone. I said I'm walking away because you're getting a bit angry.
Yeah.
he's got a fan into extension.
Yeah.
And willing to get me to plug in. I said, no, I'm not insured for it. So if I got a spot, I'm not. And to be honestly, we're not giving the certificate because I'm not happy to do it. But the state was is it.
What I was going to say to you and what I would suggest is basically tell him that he's got to disconnect the fan. Don't you do it. Tell him he's got to disconnect the fan and just unplug it.
Yeah.
You can complete the clean, but you're not going to be able to provide an airflow. And then when we provide the report, we will just literally lay out everything in the situation of obviously like urgent repairs, where it says like maintenance required and condition of the system and stuff like that. That's where you basically lay it out and say that it's currently not fit for use.
Soon as I turned up, the whole duct here, all the panels was off. And I said, I need a closed unit to get airflow.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 or 5 blokes in there running around trying to do it. But it's just, they say, oh, the office should have let us know. But the office knows nothing. It knows there's a closed unit.
Yeah, but you don't expect to walk to that anyway, do you? That's not what you expect.
He's been rude.
Think about, take a minute yourself, just calm down a little bit yourself. I can see you're getting a little bit angry about it as well. Understandably, what we need to try and do is think about it from the aspect of, well, you know, ultimately, we're there. We want to try and keep the customer as happy as we can and obviously get paid at the end of the job and stuff like that. So first aspect is it safe to clean? With that fan plugged in, it's not safe to clean it. That's why I say to you, tell him to unplug it and tell him that you're not able to operate the fan. Therefore, you won't have an airflow before and after, which he obviously doesn't understand anyway, because that's why they've taken all the panels off. So don't worry about it from that aspect. Just tell him, look, if you disconnect the fan, we can complete the clean, but I'm not allowed to get you an airflow. So disconnect the fan and we'll do the clean. When we do the clean, just to fully make you aware, we will basically issue the report and we're going to have to detail the condition of your system as it stands, which basically means that we've got to highlight the health and safety risk by the fact it's not wired in. Essentially, George, it's one of those awkward situations where we've got to do what we can do to try and appease the customer and keep them happy whilst you're being safe. But do what you've got time to do. Concentrate on the main system itself first, and then have a look at the rest. If you're able to do something with them and you've got a bit of time, then do it. But just set his expectations first. You know it must be bad when George is getting angry. George does not get angry. He's so laid back.
Yeah.
I just like...
He could be being shouted at and he's like, it's okay.
We got Wednesday morning, final morning in Bath. Last night we completed Harrington. And this morning we're on to, so we got one in Temple House, sorry. We got another one in Gore House. Got a bit on my face. We got 3 of them in Temple. And then round the back there, Langton. We got another 6 round there. Let's get it done. Where are we now? We're in Holly. Are we in Holly? Mm-hmm. We're in Holly building. Out to work cleaning ovens as per usual. George is obviously a cripple, so he has to have a chair and the oven off the ground. All right, George? Cheers, man.
Final day for the oven cleans, and just as the technicians think they're on the home straight, they start to come up against some unforeseen challenges. How are they going to get around this, and will we get it done within the deadline? Keep watching to find out.
Well, I guess we won't be getting into here then. There's one over there. Probably another one over there. Right. The door, when I've opened it, it's come completely off. To be fair, it's absolutely battered. No ovens.
Want to throw it away? Yeah.
It's Thursday the 8th of August, it's around about 7 p.m, but I'm still in the office because today has been absolutely crazy and I'm trying to catch up. It's been very much a day of two halves. My day started off with an absolute nightmare. I have horses, for those of you that don't know. If you don't, you want to find out a little bit more, click the link above, check out an old episode with the day in the life and I show you a little bit more. But anyway, back to the point. I went out to my horses at 5 o'clock this morning and basically one was missing. So I've obviously gone into a little bit of a panic mode trying to find out, has it been stolen or has something gone wrong? I've got what they've called reins around the outside of my fields, which helps the field drain the water off. And unfortunately, if you check out this picture, one of my horses had managed to slip into the rein and struggled to get out. So I've had to have the fire brigade out and we've had to try and get her out. Now, luckily, she's all okay. She just needs a bit of rest. She's had to be looked after and get a bit of pain relief and things. So, but not a good start to the day. I ended up getting into the office late, obviously, after all of that, and my brain has been fried. But there's no rest for the wicked. So we've been flat out all day. Ashley, Tech Ashley has been out on these student cleans again. So we're really pushing hard on these student cleans as per usual, but he's been on upholstery. And mattresses and carpets. Again, he's going from property to property to property, really getting all those done, and we'll bring some more of that to you in a second as well. That's been absolutely flat out. But the best bit of today is we have closed a contract clean that I was hoping was coming our way. I'm going to ring the bell. Oh, they break the bell. There we go. Yeah, really glad that come off. It's the one that I brought to you last week. So if you haven't seen that, click the link above because you'll get to see a little bit of a look around that site. It's an exciting site, a very interesting site, and I will be trying to convince them to let us look deep inside. The big vibration test machine or something like that I alluded to in that episode as well. So we're going to be checking that out soon, hopefully as well. But yeah, crazy day, wrapping up today now, and we'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the end of the week. But
so we got all the lime done. 24 ovens in there. Holly done. There's 6 ovens in that one. George Ezra.
Elm's done. We're working our way down here. That concludes Chestnut. Moving on to Redwood. What a lovely day for it.
so did they do it? 180 ovens for 3 technicians in 3 days. Of course they did. Absolutely smashed it. Customer is over the moon and it's job completed. Well done, guys. Fantastic job. Meanwhile, over on the contract cleaning side of the business, the summer months mean deep cleaning as well. So we've got our schools that also need deep cleaning, and we've got our sports clubs that need deep cleaning. Hornets Rugby, we've got a couple of other rugby clubs as well. They're obviously out of season during the summer months, so we have to get in there and we need to get them deep cleaned. Hornets in particular that you can see here, they use their bar as a function room as well, and they rent that one out. So you can imagine what the floors get like in there. As part of the contract agreement, we deep clean all those floors regularly to keep them to the highest standard. It's been a bit of a talking point and a bit of a buzz in the office this afternoon. We've done an upholstery clean for a lady in Weston Mare, and it turns out that this lady's actually an influencer on Instagram, We didn't have any idea. There's nothing behind it whatsoever. We've literally gone out, we've done the clean, and whilst we're there, she's done a bit of filming herself and put it onto her Instagram stories. Now, I cannot stress how amazing this is, because every little bit of exposure for a local business is just fantastic, and it goes a long, long way. We've not asked her to do this at all. There's no compensation there for it whatsoever. She has paid us to do the work, and we had no idea that she had so many followers. Over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and she's popped that on her story, and our Instagram has then lit up, and we've got, you know, loads of followers for it throughout the day. It's got the team absolutely buzzing in the office, and it's just a really, really great thing for someone to do, because like I say, for a smaller business, exposure like that, even if you haven't got 100,000 followers, even if you've only got, you know, just a handful of friends that you could recommend a good trustworthy company to, that goes a long, long way for a smaller business. So we're really, really grateful today, and it's a fantastic way to round up the week. And that is what I'm doing, rounding up the week now. I'm done for the week. We've got something very, very different coming to you next week. It's the first time we've done it for the week, it's the first time we've done it, especially for the Behind the Clean series, because I'm on annual leave. So you're going to have to click the subscribe button below, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss next week's episode. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate every view. Drop us a comment, let us know what you liked, and we shall catch you next week behind the cleans.